This view is absolutely breathtaking. I could stay here forever.
Hi, it's Bryan, your Palm Springs area real estate agent, and I'm going to discuss what's so wonderful about living in Palm Springs and some of the things that people don't tell you regarding some things that might not be great for everyone. So we're going to do a pros and cons video here. And so we're going to start with one of the pros, and that is that it's a beautiful place to live, number one. We have over 300 gorgeous days of blue sky a year. Uh, it's absolutely picture perfect. With the fabulous weather that we have that runs through October through May, there's so many things to do here: biking, hiking. You could even take surf lessons. There's a surf club. And uh, the major things like golfing and also pickleball are really big. When you live here, it's almost like you're living in a resort, and you basically are, with all these beautiful amenities and also the weather, especially being. A lot of people don't realize how hot it actually can get. It can get up to 120 degrees. It can also get a little humid in August, which makes it very uncomfortable with the monsoon season. So when you're considering moving here year round, uh, you have to take into consideration the heat because you're going to do things in the morning, you're going to do things late in the evening, or after the sun goes down. It's just kind of the reversal of if you lived in back east during the wintertime in February when it's extremely cold and you take precautions to basically work around that. So that's one thing. If you're going to relocate here, come out here and experience what the weather is like during the summer. Uh, and I suggest even coming out a couple times during the rest of the year so you have a really good feel and sense of what you're going to be living in. The second pro and con is going to be the beautiful homes and condos that we have, and then comparing the cost of what some of these homes and condos are at this point. Although for California, it's extremely well priced. In fact, I'd say it's probably one of the cheaper places to live in California. And so people from the Bay Area or even Seattle find Palm Springs a bargain. But if you're from like the Midwest or the South, our prices are not like the East Coast or the West Coast. So it's definitely going to have an impact on what you can afford. A lot of people are shocked at the prices in California. It is the most expensive place to live in the country. So keeping that in mind, let's talk about the beautiful homes here. I mean, we have everything from mid-century homes that are iconic by many architects, as well as beautiful Spanish style, to gated communities with golfing and many other amenities, all the way to a huge estates. So you have a lot of housing stock that lots of varieties and options for whatever your lifestyle is. So that's one of the fabulous things about living here is that there is a place for everyone in this beautiful valley. Because our home prices are very high, it's definitely a good idea to come out here and visit, go to some open houses, check out what's available. Certainly, I could help you with that, and we could evaluate your what your budget is and what kind of home can you afford. So obviously, living in a small, sophisticated city has its benefits, but on the flip side of that, I just want to mention it does get extremely quiet during the summer months. So you may want to consider going somewhere else during the summer. But a lot of people love it here when it's quiet. So that's my con in terms of that. It's a small con, but a lot of people have to be very active, and with the heat, that's rather hard to do. I thank you so much for looking at this video. I hope it gave you some insight into what it's like living here in Palm Springs, and there will be more videos coming your way. The third set of pros and cons is the fact of where Palm Springs is located. So, we are out obviously in the desert. We're 2 hours from LA on a good day, and about the same from Orange County, a little bit further from San Diego. But the beauty of where we live is like we have the best of LA without living in LA. So my, third pro and con here is basically, yes, we live in a great little microcosm, which is gorgeous, and it's amazing to be able to actually find parking, get into a store, run errands, and get them done in an hour, where it could take you 3 hours, if you live in a big city. So that's fantastic. The cons are, we're a little bit further away from metro areas, and uh, transportation in terms of airfare could be a little bit more challenging to get to other destinations. So, Those are some things to think about as well if you're considering relocating here.